Okay, so this is not really on the wall, it's on the couch, but you have to bend your knee onto the couch or the wall and stretch for your hip flexor. Just make sure you don't pike forward like this. Like, you don't want to be bent in your hip flexor because the whole point is to stretch it. So you want to lengthen that and sit up. So if it's sort of not a stretch and not enough stretch, you can push your hips forward. If it's too hard, you can stay on your knee like that. You can sit like this to be stretched here. So the kneeling, just easier version. So if it's too hard to sit all the way up on one knee, you can put that knee down. Sometimes this another good back stretch that I like is go down to your lunge, arch back and grab your foot, hold. You can try to grab with both hands and then you come back up and then you repeat again. So yeah, you would go down, arch, grab your leg, and then come up. And I'm just arching that far today, but you can arch further and grab your leg. I had a lot of back pain after the show, the Nutcracker, and like 2 weeks my back really hurt. So finally it's not hurting, but I'm being very careful how I'm stretching it. I'm going to a less of a range of motion intentionally. Forward, stretch here. I always flex my foot because I like to get the calf stretch. You can point. Okay, go to a split with your leg on the wall. You want to bring the blocks with you. They help to slide out to your split. I'm gonna just face to the camera so you understand. You want to slide straight forward, and sometimes I see like this, people stick their leg sideways. Don't let your leg go side, and then your hips aren't going side either, so your leg won't fall. When you get here, a lot of people stop because they think like, I can't go further, my leg's gonna fall. You can if you rise over your back hip, but you have to understand that you're not limited by like, okay, here I am, I can't go because I'm gonna go like that otherwise. No, you're gonna go like that. So you have to think of it as starting to go up at that point. So you go down here, then up and over. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that you can go down if you think of it that way, but you will probably be able to go further. Your leg should be right in front of your body, not to the side. And then your back foot, if you look back, can see in the camera, but my back foot, I'll turn a little sideways. My back foot is straight up. So your back foot should be straight up. And then if you are here, if you going down like this, if you're going down and you here, you can't start to let your leg go to the side. You need to keep your leg up and then sit down. And it's really good to work on your splits like this, but it's not the only way you should work on your splits. And I'm going to get into what else you should do to work on your splits besides sitting like this. Grab my back foot and pull it like that sometimes. But you can also go back and reach to the wall or the couch or whatever. Again, I'm trying to be careful with my back, so I'm not going to arch, but you should arch and grab your back foot as well if you can do that. Okay, we're going to do the other side now. So again, the first one is either on the knee or you can be on two knees. But if you are on two knees and it's easy for you, you should definitely go up to one knee and your bottom leg, put it against the wall all the way, and then sit up so that your butt touches your heel. If you can. I mean, if you can't, then For some people, if your knee's slightly away from the wall and you're sitting up, it might feel like a stretch for you, but it might not. And if it doesn't, like, make sure your knee is all the way against the wall. For myself personally, my knee has to be all the way against it to feel a stretch when I sit up. So when my leg is a little bit out, it's like barely a stretch. So gives you like a false sense that it's kind of easy. It shouldn't be easy. Put your leg all the way back if it's easy. And like lean forward with your butt if it's easy. If when you're just neutral like this, you feel almost no stretch, then you need to like put forward your hip, because then you start to get this stretch here, and that's what you want to do. Of course, if you're feeling a stretch already neutral, you don't have to worry about that. But if you're not, you might want to think about pushing forward a little bit. I had this thing when I was a kid where every time there was like hip flexor stretches and quad stretches, I just didn't feel any stretch at all. And I didn't understand. I would think like there must be like something I'm doing wrong. And as I got older, I kind of realized that I had the opportunity to stretch so much further, but I just didn't know because no one was saying until I got to places where there was a higher standard of flexibility. No one was saying like, oh, you should be like over stretching that, right? Like I would sit and just be like, well, I just pull my leg like this and be like, I don't feel anything, you know? And it was like something that if you have an area where you're not feeling a stretch when it's supposed to be a stretch, it's probably that you are either doing incorrect form or like, you know, sort of cheating, or you just can go further than you're being coached how to do. And then you have the opportunity to learn how to extend further. And that can be really helpful if you work towards that and realize that there probably is a stretch you could find in that position if you went further or set it up differently. So again, this stretch, when you slide your split with your back leg up, slide straight out, not sit off the side. Don't let your leg fall. And then when you get to where you think you can't go anymore, sit over your back leg. And then we'll hopefully start to make sense that you can go down. Now you might be sitting here and feeling a lot of stretch. I actually feel a lot of stretch right here when I'm not down, but I go ahead and go all the way down. I actually feel less stretch when I go all the way down, which is kind of funny because it's less pressure in my hip, but I feel it's the exact same place. So when I stay here, if I just sit over top, then it's down. So don't think I can't go down. Find where you can. Not saying you should cheat to find a way to go down. I'm saying you might be able to find where your body allows you to go. If you stretch enough, you'll find it. Not like some type of magic where you're just gonna figure it out and all of a sudden go from being a foot off the floor in your splits to being down. It's not work like that. Nothing in life works like that. But you can learn yourself by working on it. You try and you try and you try, and then you start working more and more, you learn. Sometimes it can help as well to bend your front knee. It's harder to go down then. So you can really find, though, how to sit over your back hip if you bend your front knee. You see, when I sit my split, you see my hips are pointing at you, at the camera. Your hip should not look sideways. And if you have to stay up here for that to happen, keep trying to go down. And sometimes you can push your hip forward, but your hips have to look like this, not crooked. And again, you can arch, grab your back leg. And you can work to not have a bad side of this. This is equal to me on both sides, and you don't have to have a bad leg of that stretch if you work on it enough.